state of the market for me in the St. Louis, Missouri market area has been good this year. Sales are slightly up, but most importantly, our net profit is up this year much more than what it has been in the past.
I think the state of the industry is really good. I think the economy is picking up all over the U.S. and I think this show is a great indication. This show is just a huge sellout and way bigger than it's ever been before. And I think immigration is a problem. I think we need to do some things about immigration, about finding H-2B workers and so on. But as far as the consumer buying and such, they're really buying well, and everybody seems to be doing really, really well. A lot of people we've been talking to have maybe flatter sales than they like from last year, but their profits are up. So I don't know why that is, but people seem to be able to concentrate on one thing or the other. It's hard to do both. And then when the sales are not quite like they should be, then they're concentrating on their cost and expenses and so on. So that works out good.
I think generally pretty good. Maybe a bit of a bubble in terms of the economy, but generally good. Some challenges, I believe. On the plus side, first off, I think the merger with Valley Crest and Brickman creates a fair amount of opportunities for companies, I think, that are progressive, opportunity to grow, customers paying a little bit more money than they have in the past, not much. So the good news is the product is more important than ever. Right? So if you've got some gumption, you've got some energy, you've got some drive, you can grow a company in this business. That's the good news. The bad news is labor, right? And it's not just at the crew level or at the labor level, it's also talent throughout the organization, right? Recruiting the right talent. I think a lot of the owners have, how can I say politically correct, matured. They're older. The people they're recruiting are their children. It's a pretty significant change if you don't get it. And so, not that the work ethic is vastly different, but the approach and what people expect out of a day and what they think their career should be like is a little bit different. You know, my generation, well, all we did was work. We didn't think of anything else. The younger generation, I think they do work too, but they're looking for different tools. They're looking for a different experience, and so I think that's one of the reasons that we do what we do. You know, the world has gone to mobile, so when you're trying to attract talent, you need to give people tools. Mobile is one of the things that will attract good talent.
The state of the industry. Well, it's a great question. So I see increased demand in a lot of services, pretty much across the board. Every client that we have has a lot of demand for service, so I see people getting very behind on work, you know, really buried, just a lot of activity. I think there's opportunities in some areas, maybe with some services, to even raise rates because of demand. On the other hand, the labor shortage continues to be a massive problem, so there's always that balancing act between demand and labor and capacity and availability of crews and things like that.
So we work with about 150 service companies around the country in about 38 states. So we see a lot. And what we're seeing is that the economy is holding its own. We're seeing profits stabilizing. Some people are increasing. It's really about technology. If you embrace technology, you're going to succeed. If you don't embrace technology, you're going to fail. It's like every other industry. So we're seeing a huge paradigm shift from non-technology to technology. And a lot of people think that that's an economic breakdown, but it's really not. It's just a huge paradigm shift. And that's where we see the world going and the landscape industry going as well.